you're stocking your bench with, praying, that they can come back from injury, Michael Thomas.
A chapter and verse we've gone about running backs coming off ACLs and how they're not the same the first year, but Breece Hall is the one.
This is a totally different offense that Kareem Hunt has ever ran before. No, but you know what he does? He catches passes. You know what Sean Payton does? He has his quarterback throw passes to the running back, so I know what I'm talking about.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? We're back. We're better than ever. It's the boys, minus Rocky, Guys on Sports.
Yeah, Rocky's
How the
been
hell
on
you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm missing Rocky. He's been on a business trip for too long. Dad went to go get milk. I haven't seen him yet.
It's been 2 weeks for us.
It's too much. But TV time, it's been like 4 years.
Yeah, it does feel like that, but
It does feel like a long time.
we're here. We're right in the dead of dog days of summer.
Yeah, it's hot as hell in here.
Nothing going on. I'm talking about no sports, but yeah, it is also hot.
Like and subscribe so we can get AC in here.
We're getting ready to get revved up.
We should create another sport, one that happens during the summer.
Oh, pickleball. It's the new upcoming tennis.
Pickleball's awesome.
Pickleball is awesome.
Pickleball is going to be fine.
See,
but
you just
people-
almost made me curse in the first 2 minutes because of
It's
your
gonna be
blasphemy.
fine.
People have been saying that pickleball will be like bigger than ping pong or
Well,
tennis.
I think
won't
it will be,
No,
though.
it
will
won't
be.
be.
It's already,
First of all,
but they're already having tournaments on ESPN.
First of all, it needs to be in the Olympics to be as big as them, and then also it needs to
it
be
is.
profitable.
Is tennis in the Olympics?
Pickle, yes,
Is it?
I think
And-
it is.
You don't
Ping
say
pong.
yes and then say I think it is.
Ping pong is.
You heard that Djokovic already retired from tennis to play pickleball, right?
Yeah, because it's an easier sport. It's not as intense either. Like your
Rafael
professional,
Nadal
I
already.
argue.
your professional
Have you
pickleball
wa-
athletes aren't going to be as like
Serena
intense
Williams
as
is
tennis
coming
athletes.
out of retirement for pickleball. You know what else is?
I'm not saying it's
Cornhole.
Not gonna
The
be
Guess
good.
what?
fastest growing sport in the
Win
world.
it, and it will never get to tennis.
We'll
or ping
never
pong.
get
It will
close
never.
to tennis.
Listen
or
to
ping
yourself.
pong.
It won't. It won't.
I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah. So dog days of summer. So we're just waiting for football to start, right? So we're getting ready for fantasy. This week is going to be a little bit of a, on the edges. We're looking at the free agents still out there on the market. There's a bunch of names, and we're going to pick out some guys that might make a fantasy impact. Who we think makes the most fantasy impact, but. Let's be honest. Some of these guys are probably not going to make a huge fantasy impact, but
Probably not.
maybe it'll help you a week or two.
Yeah.
Just another tool in the tool bag. But before we do that, I'm hoping that you have a TikTok take because I'm throwing it to you and it's up there and you don't, and that's not happening. So let's get to
We don't have any TikTok takes. We got to have something.
Sorry, no, we don't have any.
I
All right,
know. I didn't look.
how about that joker that stitched our running back list?
I mean, you can say something about
Okay.
it.
I'm coming at you.
Okay, are you
wants
doing
to
it
do
here?
this.
Or you're going to stitch him?
No, he'll have
Oh
to,
no,
he'll
I'll
have to
stitch
stop.
him.
Okay, you stitch him.
I'll stitch him.
All right, let's get to our pressing issue for today.
Pressing issues. What's the issue? If there's issues, we're gonna press them.
Yeah.
Come on down. Hey, baby.
All right, everybody, what's the pressing issue for today? What's the pressing issue for today?
That intro song throws me off every time. There's like nothing like supposed to be like sexual about that, and there's just like, "Hey, baby, daddy's" in there. for
Oh,
pressing
Rocky?
issues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rocky,
It's funny.
strange guy.
It's funny.
Charged.
All right, so Melvin Gordon is who we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you had. You have the
No,
quote?
he looked up the quote. I
I
don't
know,
have
but
the
introduce
internet.
it. God damn it.
All right.
We're not firing on all cylinders today, here, boys.
So, all right. So, leading into our free agency, we have Mr. Melvin Gordon, running back. You may have known him his greatest hits in Los Angeles and also in Denver.
I think it was in San
San
Diego.
Diego.
And
San Diego.
Santiago.
before they turned.
Well, that's when he was
on their
there.
city. Yeah. All right, San Diego. I think they were in Los Angeles too. Anyway, I digress. He has not been relevant.
Have to be right.
in in a little over 2 years, but he came out with this quote.
He came out. Congratulations.
He segued you.
I know. I was just congratulating him on
God
coming
damn
out.
it, we blow every segue on this show.
No, I was congratulating him on coming out. I was letting it.
You think after like, I don't know, a good year and a half of doing this, we'd have better chemistry on air?
No, we have great chemistry. I was saying congratulations
On coming out.
Yeah.
because you said he came out.
Yeah, and tough crowd joke isn't funny.
But I think
He said it's just so tough for running backs right now, man. You have a lot of running backs that's out there, and we just don't get no love. It's literally the worst position to play in the NFL right now. It just sucks.
That's out of the mouth of Mr. Melvin Gordon. Probably the I don't know 40th ranked free agent running back out there. I think he's kind of he's just throwing some bones out, looking for some feelers. But I'm going to paraphrase what I also read that he said, and he said that he thinks that ever since the Todd Gurley incident with the Rams and how McVay handled that, pretty much shot all running backs in the foot when it came to free agency. And to paraphrase, he said, once Todd Gurley was not capable of playing in the Super Bowl and was looking at possibly getting out of LA, McVay basically shrugged his shoulders and said, all right, next man up. I'll get somebody else to do it. And Gordon said that showed just how expendable they can be.
There's some truth to that. I think that was probably the biggest example of it because of how good Todd Gurley was before that. I mean, but you also saw it kind of with Le'Veon Bell in a different way with instead of injury, it's contract negotiation. And the fact of a running back holding out limits the amount of prime that they have and also like how truly impactful can a stud running back like Le'Veon Bell be to a team.
Yeah.
I think that plays a factor. I mean, I think Melvin Gordon's right. I think it is unfortunate to be a running back right now, but you got to, I don't know, find use in different ways as a running back. If you're a Melvin Gordon type of kind of ground and pound player at a certain time, maybe elevate your game a little bit, kind of adapt to the environment, to the market.
Let's face it. I mean, there are only a handful of guys, right, that are true staples in a franchise, right? I mean, Rocky beats this drum all the time. That statistics don't lie. Running backs, the average lifespan of a running back is sub 4 years in the NFL. And there's a reason for that. It's a demanding position. It's a position that carries a lot of weight, right? So if you're not getting the yards per carry, if you have fumbling issues, if you can't block, if you can't catch, that's on you, man. That's not on your coaches. Because if you can do all that shit, you're going to get paid. You're not even going to go to free agency.
I disagree.
I don't know, man.
I think it's gone so far. First of all, what you were saying about Sean McVay, I think there's truth to that. Like you said, it was trending that way for a while. And that was kind of like a cherry on top where it was something that people were whispering and then they just came out and said it, right? They set a precedent with how they handled it, but it was already kind of being moved away from the running game, the league in general. And if you're one of those guys, I think in general, here's my advice. If you got a kid that's playing football,
Don't have him play running
have him
back.
play wide receiver, cornerback, defensive end, one of those positions. If you're a running back right now, you just got to suck it up. You're not getting paid. I don't care who you are. Saquon Barkley can't get a contract. Josh Jacobs can't get a contract. Dalvin Cook just got cut, and he had a pretty good year. And McCaffrey signed that deal and was traded a year later. And I'm sure the 49ers, as soon as they can renegotiate it, they will, or they're going to cut him too. I don't think any backs are going to be getting those big contracts anymore. It's just not happening.
Yeah, it also goes to the insult to injury there is the fact that you can draft a rookie running back and they do almost as well because they have fresh legs. It's a demanding position, and I think that's a lot of it too is that, I mean, the knees of a running back in year 4 versus year 1 are just not the same thing. So why would you re-up them on a more expensive contract?
Franchise them.
Yeah, for less.
Only way that's going to change is if when they negotiate the CBA again, they negotiate out that franchise or the number that it's at for running backs, because you get Saquon for $10 million. Why wouldn't you do that? He just has to suck it up or not play for a year, follow the Le'Veon Bell blueprint, and basically tank his career. Yeah. And that'll happen to Saquon too. If he doesn't play this year, he'll get a contract next year. It'll be for $10 million or less, basically what he's getting offered now, and he might not be the same. So I think the writing's on the wall for
You know,
running backs.
I think a couple of supporting arguments to what you guys are saying now is the Austin Eckler situation, because arguably there's,
And think about it.
he's a top 5 all-around running back in the league, and they're still not re-upping him.
He led the league in touchdowns last year? It was crazy.
And the other big supporting argument for me is being a Bears fan. It's the most obvious for me that I think this actually started with Chicago. Chicago kind of started this blueprint because Matt Forte was the last solidified back in Chicago, but we've had very viable backs since then.
In and out.
But Jordan Howard, a couple of great seasons in Chicago, gone. Tariq Cohen had a good season. Injury, hampered him out the door. David Montgomery had fantastic numbers in Chicago, out the door. Next man up is Khalil Herbert. They brought in Deontay Foreman. They drafted Rashawn Johnson. So, that shows you they bring in 3 guys capable of toting the rock. So, 2 of those guys at the least are expendable.
Yeah.
Potentially all 3.
And think about the names that we're saying. They're the best guys in the league. Everybody, Derrick Henry, the one exception,
Yeah.
it's because the way their roster is structured.
Yeah.
And
Like they're
100%.
not paying a truckload to the quarterback, but everybody else, name me a running back.
Yeah.
Even Nick Chubb. If you look at his contract now, it's not exorbitant. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
The McCaffrey thing, like I said, traded him away. They cut Cook outright. I just don't think it's...
Miles Sanders didn't get paid by the Eagles.
Yeah. Aaron Jones was a product of the situation.
But he took a pay cut.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They brought him back even only because they were like, we can't get rid of Rodgers and Aaron Jones. Then we're just really, we're really mailing this season.
Derrick Henry, too, with the fact that with the deal he has currently and what they're still keeping him on the team for. He kind of had fresher legs when he was drafted too. They didn't really run him into the ground when they
That's
first
true when
drafted
they had Kareem Hunt there, but I think the main thing is that it's not moving forward. The money for the running back is regressing.
Yeah.
They're taking less money. They're getting put in situations where they had to sign the franchise tag.
Yeah.
Every other position, at least the valuable ones, are increasing in pay. They're pushing the boundaries every year. So for me, I think it's just going to continue to do that, and it's going to come to a point where you're just not going to have great athletes at the position. I think they're going to start the same way we got all these wide receivers now and all these cornerbacks is because when they made the change to a pass, gearing the league towards passing 10, 15 years ago, people noticed and guys start playing wide out and playing defensive back. So now you get in that funnel, all the talent's going there. Same thing's going to happen, and that's going to be a position that's going to be lacking talent in a few years.
So you think we're going to see more likes of Deebo Samuel and Cordell Patterson, guys that are versatile in a few different positions?
Well, yeah, because you see a guy coming into high school, the best guy on the team, the coaches are going to steer him. They're going to want to throw the ball, not put him at running back.
Yeah.
They're going to tell him, we're going to put you on tapes, and, we're going to get you on tape as a wideout so you can have a career, make money. It's too stark, the difference for them to keep putting talent at running back.
Right.
So I think, it's crazy to think what the implications are of that for the game. How is that going to affect football in general?
Even for fantasy implications too, now more than ever, you're seeing your first round not be strictly running backs. You're seeing a lot more. Travis Kelce is the exception for tight end now, but wait for, your first 3 picks to be Kupp, Jefferson, Chase, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You're having wide receivers go above a lot of running backs.
But that points out something. I guess you could look at that one of 2 ways as far as strategy. You could look at that and say, well, that means even more of a premium on these 2 running backs.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of wideouts because the game's so open, or vice versa. You could look at it, well, they're not as valuable, so let me just get the best wideouts.
I guess the mean of running backs is going to be larger. You're going to have more of the same either talent pool or ADP for running backs than you ever did before.
Well, let's face it, guys. All right. We're talking about running backs and how they stand up nowadays. It doesn't get more eye-popping than a guy like Zeke not being re-upped and kind of just ushered out of Dallas with a guy standing behind him like Jerry Jones, who absolutely loves Zeke.
Yeah,
That's
he pays
true.
his guys and likes his guys. sorry to cut you off, but my favorite thing is that Zeke's last play as a Cowboy was him just getting
Yeah.
obliterated.
That
against the
stupid play,
49ers.
yeah, that's great.
And that's my favorite.
Well, all right, if
but
you're doing what I
speaking
think
of
you're gonna
Zeke,
do, let me. Yeah.
Had
Come
to do
on,
it.
baby.
You got to transition
I
to.
need you this week.
Beautiful
It's
segue.
your time. Time for a breakout. Break.
That was a great segue, but you got to segue that into saying Phil. Phil.
Phil,
it's
hit the
time-
button.
Yeah, something like that.
Phil, button. Hit the button, Phil.
Yeah, hit the
Segue,
button
hit
or
the
Phil.
button, Phil.
Just let me know. I knew you were going there, and I was going to cut you off before you started to play. But yeah, we got it. Yeah.
All right, so let's start this, right? So there's a lot of free agents left out on the market, right? There's notable names. There's
Big list.
Kareem Hunt. There's Fat Lenny. There's Zeke. There's Jarvis Landry.
Is Kareem Hunt still on there?
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt is still on there. He is. You may want to switch your list up
I'm
a
gonna
little
switch
bit.
my
huh?
list. Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, where will these guys go? And for you, the viewer, and our job is to let you know where are some ideal situations that these guys can land in that would allow you to benefit the most from them during your fantasy football draft, right? So obviously these guys aren't going high any longer, right? These guys are now the bottom of the barrel. These guys are what you're stocking your bench with, praying, that they can come back from injury, Michael Thomas. And
With
they're
the exception, I
flyers.
think the exception 1 or 2 here, but yes.
Yeah, we got viable. We got relevant choices here for
Yeah.
players. Yeah.
So I'll start off, right? Because I think Zeke was a surprise, right? I mean, a little bit. Jerry Jones
Yeah.
loves Zeke. You would figure he would at least keep Zeke around.
He
right?
loves Zeke.
Yeah.
He loves Zeke. But he did Zeke just like he did friggin' Emmitt Smith, right? And to me, what better landing place than to follow your mentor to end your career is Arizona.
It's a good segue.
Arizona.
I think Zeke going out to Arizona, joking aside, following Emmett out there, I think Arizona has a need at running back, right? They have James Conner. You can argue all you want. 2 seasons ago, he had 140,000 touchdowns. And well, last year, what did he do, right? He didn't really do shit. You have Kyler Murray, who the hell knows what's going on with that guy? Is he going to come back from injury? Is he not? Is he going to play Call of Duty all day? We don't know. DeAndre Hopkins wanted out. Nobody wants in Arizona. That's my point. Nobody wants in, right? So what do?
Worst team in the league.
You bring in a big name that can possibly put some asses in the seats, and that can give your team a little bit of a charge. Zeke has still got a little bit of juice left in the tank. I don't think he's done. Is he the 3-down back that he was before and dominant? No, he's not. But you know what he is? He's definitely going to be that guy that you can rely on to possibly. All right. Last play of his Dallas career, outstanding. Probably able to, read a defensive scheme and gain a yard or two that some of your other younger players aren't going to get, right? James Conner, viable back, but he's not a 3-down every player back. He needs to split some time. And why not have 2
Old running backs.
semi-relevant running backs?
What's
split
better
the
than
time?
1? 2.
James Conner 1 and James Conner 2.
It would make a lot of sense for Jonathan Gannon, ex-Eagles defensive coordinator, now a joke that many Eagles fans joke about. Go to Arizona and then pick up and sign Cowboys running back that's also washed. Like it would be perfect.
Makes a lot of sense.
You know what makes a lot of
Perfect fit.
sense?
What does? You tell us.
There's a guy by the name of Dalvin Cook.
There is.
Recently cut. We just talked about the guy. He had a good season last year, over 1,000 yards rushing. Still has some bursts, not the same burst he had coming out of Florida State, but still burst there. Still a versatile playmaker. What better place to go than Miami, where you're really on a prove-it year with Tua. You got Hill in place. You got Waddle. You don't have to pay Waddle yet. Try to make a push in that division. The Pats are reeling. The Bills look like they might be a little bit in regression.
Yeah.
And you got the Jets signing Rodgers trying to take hold of that division. If you're the Dolphins, if you could go get Cook, they say he wants about $10 million a year. If you could get him down to 9.5, they have the cap space. Get him on a 2-year deal with a 3rd year, an option, something friendly for him. Nice weather, no tax. And he steps into that offense, and right behind Tyreek Hill, I think he's the second best playmaker
Yeah.
I love Waddle, and Waddle's high on my boards. But I think if you get Cook in there, that hurts Waddle, by the way. But I think you're gonna get some target siphoned to him. I like if he goes there. To me, he's a top. Let me not jump out on a limb because I get excited. If he goes to Miami,
Does he become the new Mr. Unlimited? Because he seems dangerous if he goes to Miami.
no, I would. I think he's a starting running back in fantasy. Like I think he's a top 12. Like I think you could draft him that way, because if they're going, I want to hear your argument. Go ahead, because I think that if they go out and get him, I think he steps in as the number one running back from the door.
And wait,
I think
before you go,
yeah.
Oh, you go, and then I was just
Well, why are you saying before you go then?
because I wanted to jump in before you just responded to you, because there's a lot to be said too. That like he's a little butthurt, right? He's a little butthurt that they're letting go of him in the way of
he's got a point to
in
prove.
favor of Alexander Madison.
Yeah.
He's like I'm a fucking volatile runner. I am still a very viable back. Well, screw it. I'm gonna go back home. Maybe he's a lot happier coming to come back down south. He went to Florida State. He's used to playing in the heat.
Warmer weather better for older running backs.
Yeah, the weather plays out. He's on the beach. He's trying to prove it.
I do think that Dalvin Cook would be a better. I think the best landing spot for Dalvin Cook is Miami. I think for a few reasons. One, because of the run scheme that they use down there. Two, because it's kind of playing defense. You're taking them away from the Jets, who are rumored to at least be interested in Dalvin Cook a little bit. The players are definitely.
To me.
And then also, I just think top 12 is a little bold because there's so many running backs with less that have more target share of their backfield.
Give him a chance for his erection to go down, and he'll correct where he plays Dalvin Cook. All right, he was
No.
He was getting himself.
So you don't think he threatens for a top 12 back if he's the starting running back in
top
Miami?
12 now?
Why?
Because he might be
I
the
don't think
starting.
he'll be the every now
Name
back.
11.
I don't think he'll be the starting. I hear he did.
You don't think he'll?
I
I
already
didn't hear
named
you.
12.
Yeah, but that was before. That was when you thought Madison was taking over and he was getting cut.
Yeah, but he still thought Dalvin Cook was.
Madison did take over.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I knew Cook could go anywhere, and he was rumored to go to Miami. And I
So
didn't
you
put him on there.
factored him going to Miami.
I did actually.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
No,
I don't believe you.
He might have.
you don't have to believe
I
it.
don't exactly.
Because that's big brain fantasy football,
No,
my
I
friend.
don't believe you.
Gotta see. It's a chessboard.
It's very convenient for you to
I'm
say
gonna
that.
move
No,
my
I knew
pawn.
it.
No,
I knew it.
No. He's not in Miami for crying out loud. But
I know.
I would think that the best landing situation for him would
Yeah.
be Miami.
Okay.
I put him.
Hey, man.
In my mind, I put him
Hey,
in the
man.
best landing situation for my ranking.
Hey, man.
Me and Empath.
His average per carry is right around where
I
it was
got
his whole
you,
career
Internet.
last year. 1,200 yards rushing, 400 yards receiving, 8 touchdowns. That sounds like a starting running back to me in a better offense. Don't say that. Don't say that Minnesota's offense was great.
I'm not, but better.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, but it was still good on paper though.
It was good on paper.
And
Okay.
and the fantasy players were there.
One better
Cook,
fantasy
Jettis,
player.
T.
Well,
Hawk.
you naming Cook as one of the play. He's one of the players that would be on Miami.
I'm just saying. I'm saying Vikings defense or Vikings offense was good last year.
Jay Jettis, Hawkinson, Kirky,
well, Hawkinson was
Captain
there half
Dad.
the year.
Captain Dad's better than
like-
Tua all day
right,
long.
so coming into the season without Cook on either roster, what offense do you like better?
Minnesota.
No way. No way.
I love Madison.
I don't know because they have the wide receiver. They have
They have the wide receiver.
a better
They have
running
a
back.
complement of wide receivers.
Oh wait. So Hill and Jefferson are like 1A, 1C, 1B.
Okay, so then Waddle takes the
and
wide
Waddle's better
receivers.
than anybody else they have.
Waddle takes wide receivers for Miami. I'd go Kirk over Tua.
No.
I'd go Mattinson over pick a
You
running
go
back
Kirk
for
over Tua
Miami.
too?
All day long.
Oh, come on. That's
Yeah.
bullshit.
What's bullshit?
What are we talking here? Reality?
I don't like my
Yeah.
quarterbacks with a side of concussion. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right. Okay.
I want Kirk.
No, I mean, that's a real
Captain
thing, though.
Dad has been stellar.
That's fair. Okay.
And then tight end, I'd also
could get
take,
hurt.
I take Minnesota. It's a good argument.
Yeah,
I just don't know
I
if-
guess you.
I don't know if 12. I would go like 16 to 18.
I'd
60. So you got. So
I'd-
I want
I'd
to
put
hear
him
who
around.
you have in front of him.
Oh, dude, I can't like.
Well, don't go
you want me-
12.
you want me
No,
to name-
give me.
the internet's not working. Goddamn it.
Whose fault is that? Anyway,
Wait, just rank him in his division.
can I say top 15?
Rank him in his. He's third in his
You
division.
can say whatever you want.
Is he third in his division?
Yeah, you wouldn't put Brees Hall
No.
ahead of
Stevenson?
him.
No.
Oh.
And Ramondre
No,
Stevenson.
Stevenson, I would. I wouldn't put Hall ahead of him.
You're smoking.
Oh my God, you
Dope
guys
dog.
are fucking drinking the juice, huh?
Good Lord.
Brees Hall was good
When is he
last year.
coming back?
Now.
Okay.
Did you see that?
You know what's crazy is that
He's
we've
running,
talked.
he's
hey,
cutting, he's
listen,
fucking blocking.
Hey, listen.
He's doing.
We've
He's
gone
running back 13.
chapter
That's
and
why he
verse.
didn't make 12. He was 13
Listen,
on my list.
Chapter and verse we've gone about running backs coming off ACLs and how they're not the same the first year. But for some fucking reason, Brees Hall is the one.
He's the one.
just gonna come back, hit the ground, and shut. That's bullshit.
He's my
the
comeback
fucking-
player
First
of
of
the year.
all, even if he's going to be eased back into the offense. Number one.
No.
Number two,
No.
they're going to throw the ball more this year with Aaron Rodgers.
Absolutely.
Number three,
Guess what Brees
even
can do?
when he
Brees can
comes
catch
back,
and he can pass block.
You think that he's just going to be back to himself off the torn ACL?
He's already back to himself. You should
the
see him running
history-
around.
He's not being hit. You've seen the history. History says that it's going to take at least a year before he's Brees Hall again.
Tell that to Adrian Peterson.
That's one guy in the history of NFL.
And Brees Hall is better than Adrian Peterson.
Okay. Ramondre Stevenson, I
Just
give
kidding.
you.
Just kidding.
Who's the other guy?
Hey, Brees Hall, comeback player of the year. You heard
Who are
it.
we talking about? Who's the other guy?
You heard it
Brees
first.
Hall and Ramondre
James
Stevenson.
Cook.
Yeah, no, I put Dalvin ahead of James because I
I
don't.
put Dalvin ahead of behind Stevenson, and that's it.
That's because you're an idiot.
I'm not an idiot.
Brees
If we're projecting-
Hall is.
You're
Dude,
talking
I
about
got ripped for Brees Hall. They were like Brees Hall's top 5.
Not by me, and you disagreed with them, so now you're agreeing with them. Shut up.
No, I'm agreeing that he's 13, which is where I had him.
Wow.
Yeah, if you guys
Yeah.
would have given me a chance.
That's where he had him.
That's fine.
where he had
Yeah,
it.
he's right. Yeah, right there. So, but it's just
I had-
uncertainty. I don't know. Your fantasy season is 13 weeks. Is Brees Hall going to be the main back for the first 5, 6?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know who else I had at 13? Josh Jacobs. It was a tie. Brees Hall and Josh Jacobs.
That's crazy.
13.
That's pretty good.
And K9 and everyone else.
Right, so
From,
let's say to suffice to you guys, I'll say top 15. But I still think he has a lot of tread on the tire. And going to an offense where you got guys that can stretch the field on both sides of the field,
No, that's
I don't understand why he can't have another great year. I just don't. 1,200 yards rushing and up. I don't know.
They
I mean,
re-signed Mostert and Jeff Wilson both to 2-year contracts.
And they
I
both-
get that Dalvin is better than both of them.
you know what else he is?
But they paid them.
But you know what they can't do with that money? Is make their legs work. And you know what they do? They get hurt every damn year.
Raheem Mostert's the fastest running back in the
He
league.
gets hurt every year.
And Dalvin doesn't.
No, not every year. No. Was he hurt last year?
That was the
Played
exception to the
17?
rule.
No, I'll look at his stats right now. Definitely not.
I don't like the fact that he's dealing with internet. This is pissing me
Well,
off.
we've talked. Yeah, that's true.
Well, he hasn't missed games.
Well,
but
we've talked about
14,
You know,
14, 13, 17.
So last
Yeah,
year
but
was the
Jeff
exception
Wilson
to the
and
rule.
Raheem Mostert, I'm sure it's like 5, 3, 12.
yeah.
I
No,
mean,
you're
they
right.
went and got Jeff Wilson. I'm not. Who is it? Mostert and who's the other? Jeff Wilson. They went and got him because Mostert was hurt, and both of them were hurt in San Francisco.
No, McDaniel brought them both over.
Because no,
Miami 49ers.
Yes, Miami 49ers.
Hey, aside from Miami and aside
Cook over
from,
Zeke.
aside from Brees Hall with the Jets,
Cook over
and
Zeke.
aside from James Cook with the Buffalo Bills, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna stay in the AFC East.
I don't
but
like
I'm
how
gonna
calm
go.
you are.
I'm gonna go wide receiver instead. The best free agent landing spot for the best free agent landing spot for DeAndre Hopkins is the Buffalo
Now
Bills.
this is big brain right here.
It only makes sense because of the places that D Hop is supposed to be going to, Buffalo is the only spot where he can be the true number 2 and benefit from that coverage on defense. Not only that, but they are desperately needing a number 2. Gabe Davis is a great number 3. I mean, Josh Allen throwing balls to D Hop. I mean,
I
come
think
on.
it'd be great, but I just don't understand how they afford him.
Well, I think the fact that they've waited this long, or there hasn't been a team that's been like jumping the gun and like foaming at the mouth for D Hop. Everyone's waiting for the right time to do so.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs don't historically pay wide receivers. He was rumored to go to Baltimore, but they've kind of already blown their load on OBJ, and they also drafted a rookie wide receiver.
Yeah.
Where else is he really? Now, Buffalo has said that they're not going to go outwards and pay D Hop, but no one else has said that either. So
Jets.
the Jets are out of the D Hop sweepstakes apparently.
I think the Bills have like
They've
under
signed too
$4
many
million in
receivers, too.
cap though. I don't think he's signing for under $4 million. They'd have to make cuts.
The best fantasy free agent landing spot for D Hop is the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, but
He
it's
goes
not.
up, he
if
goes
he,
up
if
in
he,
ADP if he goes to Buffalo.
that's true.
Yes.
But I mean, I could have put Cook 15 other places that he's not going to go.
Well, I still think Miami was the best landing spot.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah, that's it. That was a nice marriage.
Yeah, but
That's the point of the episode.
That's you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You
It
just-
has
That's
to
what
be.
he's saying.
you wanna-
D-Hop, regardless,
Well, then
Buffalo's
it,
still.
okay, hey,
still
guys.
the best
Hey,
area.
listen. I'm trying to give people guys that might go to the place
Well,
that
they're-
also marry.
Well,
He's
I'm-
not going to Buffalo.
What I'm trying to say is I'm
They're
only
trying to unload possibly Von Miller's contract.
Well, if they
I mean-
do that, then yes. Well, he didn't say that, so that's why I was trying to push to like, what are they going to do to get him? Because they can't get him the way as constituted. They cannot sign him.
I know what you're saying. You're trying to make it realistic, but I'm telling you, the only realistic possibility that you should be drafting DeAndre Hopkins is if he goes to the Buffalo Bills.
Okay, well then I would like for you to say that.
Good segue.
There you go.
That was nice.
Segue to what?
Kind of writing on the wall with fantasy free agent landing spots.
Well, no, I mean it has to make. Hey, man, it's a contentious day. I'm all right. Okay.
Yeah, your fantasy. Your
He would
drafting,
also do very well in Chicago.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, because you can just get Chase Claypool out of town and put D Hop at 3, maybe, or compete with Mooney for number 2.
Oh, no. He was instantly number
Well,
2.
yeah, but like, how would that mesh? How much of a thrower will Justin Fields be, et cetera, et cetera? I think the best landing spot is Buffalo.
I'm
Well,
calling
why don't we just put him
88.
in? Why don't we just put him with the Raiders?
I'm counting.
Him and Devontae Adams bookend. I mean,
Well, because that's not
Jimmy-
the best.
Unstoppable duo.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
No, it's
Stoppable.
who might not even be there because of his foot injury.
Nah,
too.
he's gonna be there.
And the fact how Josh McDaniels' offense probably is going to be ran probably
And
isn't
I'm just going to throw this out there.
utilize D Hop as much. Like
It's fantasy, though,
the
guys.
Bills evidently needed a number 2. The Raiders didn't as much need that number 2.
yeah, true.
D Hop would be brought to Buffalo and utilized the best.
Justin Fields,
Yeah.
88% completion percentage this year.
Oh my gosh.
88.
Yeah, we should say like
What
are we
7,000
doing,
rushing
dump
yards
offs?
too. Yeah, dink and dunk. I guess I can go with my second person. We just kind of alluded to Josh McDaniels.
And you're staying in the AFC East.
Yeah, and I'm saying in the AFC East, Josh McDaniels coached under Bill Belichick, who would utilize the fuck out of Jerick McKinnon. The fact that Stevenson is there. First of all, I mean, how many times have the Patriots had one running back lead the show? Probably never.
Never.
So the fact that they don't have really a number 2 to go in tandem with Stevenson bodes well for Stevenson at the moment. But if you bring in a Jerick McKinnon, he'll not only produce well and potentially do well for you in matchup situations week by week, but it also won't really take away from Stevenson as well because Stevenson's still going to get the rock. McKinnon's just going to get it in different ways.
Yeah, I think the last time New England had like a bona fide 3-down running back was probably Corey Dillon.
Yeah.
I can't remember anybody since Corey Dillon.
You want to know who is like going in the rave of camp right now, or at least supposed to be like the number 2 option out of the backfield? Ty Montgomery.
Yeah. And I've
Wide
heard a
receiver
lot.
turned running back.
I also heard a lot about Pierre Strong Jr. as well.
That's true,
He's,
yeah.
he's a deep cut there too as a receiving back. But I mean, think back, New England, always had their James White, always had their Danny Woodheads, always had,
Pass catching back.
a pass catching back to complement the bruiser.
Yeah.
So I love that landing spot for
I
him.
wanted to the 2 free agents that I picked. I wanted to pick them because they could go in drafts, or they could at least be waiver wire week 1 targets that could be on your bench for the remaining portion of the season and utilized when effective. I just think if McKinnon can be utilized like he did for the Chiefs and Pacheco to still have his emergence, it could very well happen in New England too.
Yeah. You all right over there? You're snoring.
No, I'm
Are you-
thinking
are
of
you
who I'm
bored?
switching my guy to.
you bored?
I'm sorry. I'm doing research on my internet.
You can go with
Oh, you want me to go
Chipotle,
then?
yeah.
So since you're looking that
because
up,
Phil's got the internet.
well, you know what? I'll still
The
go with my
precious
guy
internet.
because if he doesn't go with him, I thought about possibly taking him, but I think I like where I landed this guy anyway.
Yep.
And that's Jarvis Landry. Jarvis Landry has always been he's the consummate wide receiver 2, right? He's never going to handle wide receiver 1 duties. Exceptional in Cleveland. You could say New Orleans underperformed, but I think who didn't underperform in New Orleans while it was there. You know what I mean? Aside from Chris Olave. I like him to complement any dominant receiver, and by no means am I calling Drake London dominant, but he is young. So Landry can come in, he can provide some tutelage to the young Drake London and also Kyle Pitts, and I love him in Atlanta. I think Landry would obviously step immediately into that wide receiver 2 role. It would give Desmond Ridder bona fide options in the passing game. You know, you would have London, you would have Pitts, who's a matchup nightmare, and then you have Landry, who's a great route runner and sticky as shit hands. And then, you know, you have Bijan Robinson, and let's not forget about Tyler Algier. So I think he steps into that offense. It's an immediate upgrade. I think it's what they're missing. I think, you know, they have to definitely upgrade Zacchaeus at the wide receiver 2 position, and they got to get somebody.
I think Zacchaeus went to the Eagles.
Did he?
Yeah.
Olamide?
Yep.
Really?
Pretty sure.
Can't fucking tell you because I don't have
Yeah.
the internet.
No,
but-
I'm pretty sure the Eagles signed him,
Yeah.
which bodes even better. And I like this pick too because it kind of goes with Phil's perspective on this segment of it's very probable too
Yeah.
because I mean it does not hurt to bring in another name, another weapon that you can get for cheap to help with your young quarterback. And
Yeah.
really that offense is pretty young. I mean, maybe besides the line, which I can't fact check the ages off the top of my head, but the running backs
Why
are
don't you
both
check on the internet?
Yeah, right. I wish I had it. Yeah, like and subscribe so we can afford AC and internet. Their running backs are in year 1 and year 2. They're I think actually the oldest like relevant piece on that offense is Kyle Pitts. So that goes to show.
That is kind of crazy.
Right?
They're setting up for Caleb Williams. I'm sorry they're setting it up.
You think so?
They're going to have the most elite offense. They're not winning the division this year.
No.
Desmond Ridder is going to prove to be okay, but not the guy.
Right.
They have Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, and Drake London all taken in the top 10. And boom, Caleb Williams. Holy shit.
That
I've been saying that for like 6 months now. I think Caleb Williams is going to the Falcons.
I love that. I
That's
think
a bold. Yeah, I mean,
That'd be fantastic.
That is an elite offense. And then even if Arthur Smith isn't like the guy, he is an offensive-minded head coach that does one thing really well, and that's the running attack.
There's just one problem with that prediction, and that's that they spent a ton of fucking money on defense.
That's
so
true.
They went out and they might have the
but
best secondary in the league this year.
That is true. That is true. But that defense has been paid for a few years. So, hey, I'm saying the defense can be good. Keep them in games.
You
But
think he's
Desmond Ridder isn't
gonna
just
tank
not
them?
going to be that good enough. They're going to lose very close games. They got a little bit of a culture going on. Arthur Smith proves to be good enough as well. You put Caleb Williams in there, I think they could probably win that division for the next 3
But you're going to
years.
have an elite defense, and Bijan Robinson, number 5 overall ranked running back in the NFL as a rookie. Not going to let them lose games.
Man, that was just a segue for Mark to.
I love Bijan, but you know who I love even more, man?
Who? Tell us.
The Denver Broncos. I don't know if you guys know. I'm super high on the Broncos this
You're
year.
drinking the juice.
I think you might be pulling a Sean here on us. You might be trading in your
Don't
team.
fucking say that shit.
I'm just saying. It sounds like you're trading in.
I sound like I'm trading in.
No,
You sound like you're shifting gears.
I'm high on them.
No, it sounds
is
like
what
you
I
have
am.
like a-
All right, well, it'd be easy to be high on them. They are from Denver.
You got a futures pick probably for like Broncos to win the division.
I
You're
wish
just
I
gonna-
did if I lived in a state that was living in this century when it comes to gambling law. All right, so the Denver Broncos landing spot. Originally, I had Fat Lenny there, but my eyes have been open. Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt is who I'm going with. Yes, I know who they have in their backfield. I know they gave Samaje Perine money, but
Who gives a fuck?
Samaje Perine, I think, solid. I think he is what he was in Cincinnati too. He's not a lead back. And Javonte Williams, I mean, looking at his rookie season, promising. He looked good. But coming off the injury, and, you know, they were fortunate it was early in the season. I think that he will bounce back. But I think the same applies for him as with Breece Hall. I think coming off the ACL, it's not going to be, you know, out of the gates, same guy as he was last year. I think it'll take a little time for him to get his legs under him.
ACLs are tough to come back from, especially running backs.
And even if he is, when he's the lead back, I still like Kareem Hunt in the same role he played in Denver. I like him with Sean Payton. I like them getting him the ball out of the backfield. I think he would slide ahead of Perine if they went out and got him. And I think he's still explosive. I mean, he's been same way Chubb hasn't been ran into the ground.
Yeah.
Hunt has been sharing that time with him and getting even less of that load. And I think he still has something to give to an offense that I think is going to be really good this year under Sean Payton. So
How good?
Kareem Hunt.
top
Like
top blank offense.
rankings, Ranking like total offense,
Yeah, top blank offense.
scoring offense.
I'm gonna be a little overzealous here too.
No, I'm trying to
I'm gonna
think.
back you here.
I'm
Probably,
trying to
whatever
think
you
of some
say.
teams before I say a number, but
I would argue.
You could say 4, and I'd probably agree with you.
I'd argue
so-
Cincy above whoever, Eagles above whoever. You could even put 49ers potentially.
why would you put 49ers?
Philadelphia.
Well, because I have
I don't even know who their quarterback is.
I think Sam Darnold's dark horse will be extremely viable for
Sam
him.
Darnold that you hated last year when I talked him up.
I don't remember hating Sam Darnold. I don't remember that.
You guys all laughed at me.
I can't. I don't
49ers,
recall.
Brock Purdy to ramp up throwing program. That is what my computer screen is locked on right now because no
Sign.
internet.
It's a sign. Yeah, San Francisco. I mean, we got to see who's throwing the ball there.
I'd say Minnesota still is a pretty good offense.
I got to see it for more than 1 year.
Give us a number though.
I'd say top 10, but that's kind of copping out.
Yeah,
That is copping out.
Yeah, top 10. I would agree with that probably.
Give us a solid goddamn number, Phil.
I'm
Be a
thinking. I'm trying
man.
to think of teams. You want me to
Be
just say a number?
Fucking man.
Let's see. So I would put the Eagles are probably going to be there again.
Go Birds.
I think NFC. I think the Dallas is going to take a dive.
Yep. Noah's dive.
Chicago's ahead of them.
Chicago actually could be sneaky.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I would put them maybe like 6, 7.
Okay.
Can I have to pick one of those?
Yeah.
6 or 7?
No, pick
No.
one.
6.5.
7 to be. I'll look even smarter if they go 6. Yeah, I just think they're going to be good, man. I like Sean Payton a lot, and I think that he's going to find a way. Like if he could get Hunt in there, the Hunt is super versatile, and I think he'll find a nice way to use him, like just like he did. What's his face over there in New Orleans?
Kamara.
There you go.
Then it's really comfortable too because you can really wait for Javonte to come back when he's ready because you have Samaje and then you also have Hunt behind him. Not bad.
Yeah, 2-year deal for Hunt. He only made I think 6 per in his last contract.
Yeah, he's got.
So you could afford him. They got like 13 in cap.
Yeah, he's only going to get 3 to 4 per this time around, if he even gets that. I love that fit for Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, better than Fat Lenny.
I think he should go to Denver. I think that instantly fits Sean Payton's scheme.
Yes.
You know, we're going to get the fucking Boo Birds. They're going to be like, this is a totally different offense that Kareem Hunt has ever ran before. No, but you know what he does? He catches fucking passes. You know what Sean Payton does? He has his quarterback throw fucking passes to the fucking running back. So I
Hey.
know what I'm talking about.
You know what else? Kareem Hunt knows that division. He's
He
played
does.
on the road there, and he's got 8 games in those stadiums.
Not
He
to
knows the
mention that he
dynamic.
started in Kansas City.
Well, that's
what I'm saying.
that's what I'm
Very
saying,
dynamic.
Mark.
back.
Hey,
Well, he still plays 8 games.
You know, again to go with Phil's shade on the segment of probability, the Broncos do like to just get running backs that were in their division. Melvin Gordon, Jamal Charles, Kareem Hunt. It could happen.
could happen. That's a
I want
a
to be
great
surprised.
point.
Oh, thanks. Well, it was because of you.
No.
Because I
Well, I
had
made
Fat
the
Lenny
point.
there. No, I'm saying. I forgot that Hunt was still available. I almost said cunt.
And then you did.
His name is K Hunt, so I
Yeah.
mean it's there.
Yeah.
It's there. But you know, I don't think you're wrong, man.
I don't think I'm wrong either.
I get the cop out top 10, right? Saying top 10 is a cop out because
Yeah.
instead, I don't think 7 is inconceivable.
Well, for their offense,
I
yeah.
really don't.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, Jerry Jeudy, who looked great towards the end of the last season. You have Cortland Sutton, who is, he's productive and he's a bit of a proven
He's
situation.
good. He's solid.
Dolchich looked great. And let's not forget, Albio was supposed to be like the next coming of Gronkowski at the
He
beginning
sure
of
was.
last season. He was so
He's no
friggin' hyped
Chig,
up.
but yeah.
But you slot him in as the TE2, you might be working with something there.
And you got somebody. I mean, you got
Then you-
Mr. Unlimited.
And you brought in Mims as the rookie. It's Marvin Mims. It's looking good in Denver.
I feel like the Bears and the Jets probably have a more surprising end of year offensive ranking than the Broncos do, though.
Well,
Like,
I
I'm
don't
trying
think
to go through teams.
I don't think the Jets would be surprising to me with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but it's I guess from not even from like where they.
I mean, you got the
finished last year to
rookie
where
of the
they started
year at
last year.
wideout. You got the next coming of Jesus Christ in the backfield, according to you guys. You got Aaron Rodgers.
No,
Why
that's
would it
valid,
be
that's valid.
surprising?
No, I take that back. Because also the Denver Broncos finished last year worse than the Jets too, so they would have a bigger.
And I'd argue I think
jump.
for us, the Bears wouldn't be surprising. I think for people that hate Fields, It might be, but they surrounded him with wideouts, and I mean,
And he
Khalil
was
Herbert's
the
a little bit.
He was the 6th leading rusher in the NFL
Yeah,
as a
and there's
quarterback.
that.
I guess what I mean is like the media coverage of the Broncos probably wouldn't be as much as like Chicago would be.
Well, because people just think Chicago sucks. No
Yeah.
offense.
And-
No, they do think that. And you know what? Fuck all them. I don't really care.
But
'Cause
I don't think-
Chicago's a great city. It's a great goddamn team. It's good ownership.
He's not from
and-
there. I'm
Mavs-
just saying, nobody. I
Mavs
don't think
fan.
there's a lot of love. I haven't been watching the Talking Heads, but I don't think there's a lot of love for Denver right now.
No.
Is there?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Everyone was like
Everyone's
glazing.
talking Judy up, but I still watch Judy routinely fall in drafts into like round 7.
Yeah.
Everyone glazed Sean Payton a little bit when he got hired.
Well, because Sean Payton's a guy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what Sean Payton's doing. Sean Payton's never been more relaxed in his life, man.
Yeah,
he
he's-
Well, you
signs a
said
big
that. Yeah.
contract.
Smoking the weed,
came out of the boot,
hitting the oil,
hitting the hallucinogens.
smoking the ganja. I don't know what that was.
Jags are probably a top 5 offense.
I don't know about that.
What?
I don't know.
Trevor Lawrence, Christian Kirk.
You and the Trevor Lawrence stuff. What if the
Calvin
first half of the year is the
Ridley,
first half of last year again?
Travis Etienne, Tank Bigsby.
Hey, listen.
Evan
I
Ingram.
like them, but you
Top
just
5
seem to
offense?
ignore the first
Yeah.
half of the season.
You do ignore the first half of the
What's a
season.
good thing that it was.
Statistically,
and
the
then
worst quarterback play in the history of the NFL.
And then he did it in the playoffs too. The first half of the playoff game.
Trevor Lawrence had his rookie year in the first half of his second year.
what was did he throw like 6 picks in the playoff game? What was
4.
that? 4.
No. I'm saying it's valid that they could be good, but I just I think who they truly are is more a mix of the whole season than just the last half of it.
What if they tank and they get Caleb Williams?
See, now jerk off. You ruined my point by your dumb point. Don't do that.
Jags will probably replace the Vikings this year for like that offense that finishes like probably top 5, I'd say.
And the Vikings stay top 10, you think?
Yeah, Vikings probably around 8.
Ahead of or behind Denver?
Oh,
That's a good, nice little twist there.
I would take them ahead. I think Alexander Madison, Kevin O'Connell, there's just a lot more that stay the same there in Minnesota.
Fair.
So there will be a little bit of a growing pain for Denver, so that might knock them down statistically.
Are you talking about like the coaching change?
Yeah, and then also just, I mean,
What else changed personnel wise?
I mean, the coach changed, the running back has changed
For who?
for Denver. Russell
Well,
Wilson also probably
The
is
running
going
back
to be-
hasn't changed.
Well, yeah, well, for at least like 4 to 6 weeks.
Min-
And then-
Oh,
so-
okay, I get what you're
I'm
saying.
not just talking that. I'm
Yeah.
talking Javonte. I'm talking Sean Payton. I'm talking just the total probably difference that Russell Wilson will have, according to you guys.
Could be a good difference though.
Well, I know, but it also is going to take a little bit of time.
Both
Maybe,
have potential because you know what? Neither team has an old white wide receiver, so they're good.
Yeah, that is true.
that is true.
And that's the.
Where'd he go? Tennessee?
No,
No, he went to the
Carolina.
Panthers.
Same thing.
Same blue.
Instant wide receiver 1 at 42 years
So
old.
Tennessee of the NFC, basically. Yeah, that's the show, man. Wow, it's been a great show. Thanks for coming. Wow, it was a blast. Come follow us at GOM Podcast, please. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, on the old YouTube. Like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you could find us on Spotify and Apple Music, please download and give us a 5-star rating. Anything left for you guys to say?
No, thanks for staying with us.
Watch for a couple of promo situations coming out there, right?
He has to do that. All right.
No, we're
Thank
not.
you guys. Peace.